This is Cris. That's my orange. Being guarded by a custodian. There you go. That's his orange now. How you doing? I hope you're well. I'm exhausted. It's this all this heat and shit, man. It's amazing. It's absolutely knocking me out. However, such is life. Right. So I thought, I don't know why. I thought you'd prefer to see my big old beauty face rather than seeing the game engine thing. Don't worry, I'll switch it over in a minute once the game engine started. I'm just unblocking the vents on my computer because there's been some decorating going on here, and I just noticed that like my coffee mats and things were blocking the fan entry, which isn't a good sign. Come on. This is as well. Let's get rid of this. Oh, chewing gum, which I'm not going to eat whilst I'm doing this because it's rude. I didn't bring enough for everyone. Right, so this is still loading. There you go, see? Hello. I'll have a bit of a mess with these captions. Okay. Well, none of the captions are wrong anyway. It should be. Okay, I'm just going to wait for Unreal Engine to start. If I press the share button, you will see. Yeah, you can go away, but it's just starting now. Sort of. There was a starting bit, now it's gone. There it is. And we're on. Okay, that's cool. Now, again, for those who are looking to learn things, I'm sorry this is not going to be very helpful for you because I'm not actually teaching anything at the moment. It's more of a kind of follow along if you like. Maybe you'll learn something, maybe you won't. And I've got quite a lot of stuff to do, so to be fair, I'm just trying not to balance it all up. To find out why the ocean simulation is flickering as well. We'll get into that. This isn't actually the game starting level. This is my template. What I did was everything that I need to build is built inside the template because this runs over 14 days, which is a base of 14 levels plus minus, and they're all based on this island, so this makes things a teeny weeny bit easier. As you can see at the minute, I've got plenty of light here because I've got the sun beaten down, but I do want some additional foliage because I've got foliage, okay, but fairly sparse, and I would like to add in a bit more big stuff, right, just to make it look a little bit better. Now then, checking that, trying to remember what I put in there. You'll notice there's no fog going on at the minute. I've got all my fog and all my mists and things turned off as well. I'm probably going to use mist in the, oh god, what's it called? Close. Anyway. Right then. If you're in watching this, by the way, you can just say hello on chat and I will see you, and that'll be cool. Okay, so I'm not so sure if I can if you pop into the old Facebook, but I'll have a look. You never know. There's some messages as well on Facebook that turned up. Who are they all? Oh, Greg Greystone, how are you? He messaged me at 3 o'clock in the morning, so I can assume that I probably wasn't really awake. I'll reply to him shortly. Right then. Anyway, I'm meandering. What I need to do is put down some foliage here. So I'm going to go to my lighthouse, and I should have a foliage section in here. Like I say, this bloody what do you call it? Hay fever's kicking my arse. Right. Assets, materials, mocaps, particles, procedural foliage. So of course I call it procedural foliage. Now there should be the PFS spawner. It's not letting me put it down, which I don't fully understand. So I'm going to look into this. And I'm basically going to start over from scratch. But I should have been able to get this working. For some reason it isn't. I mean, I could just draw foliage, to be fair, using, well, that's tempting. Draw the foliage. Oh, look at that. The thing is, I'm not sure if it lets me draw on surfaces. So let's find out, shall we? Drop foliage here, it says. That sounds good. Right, so let's see what foliage I've got. Put the word grass in. And look down here. Very well, there's grass foliage there, there. So I'm just going to really grab these three fellas and put them here. Okay, and let's move this down. This isn't the ones that I'm going to use as the final, it's just I want to kind of get a handle on how well this works now, because it used to be the procedural foliage tool was utter shit. So, tick, tick, tick. Okay, seen worse. Right, so we know this works now, so I'm just going to delete the foliage that I don't want. Those ones. And if I go to my botany part here, because I'm going to have to basically paint my foliage on the parts that just don't have enough. So where it's going to be climbing in the moss and stuff like that. Stamps. Those were very useful, by the way, just in case you want. I've got to finish my paintings. I haven't got those finished yet. I really need to. Don't try to change my caption again. There's no one knows that it's orange. There it is, it's orange. Right. Let's see what I've got here. Tufted grass, flowering weed plants, rough meadow grass. Interesting. Just kind of, this is not something that's just going to take a couple of moments, by the way. I'm literally just going to be pouring through this, looking at things, and you may get bored, which I apologise if it's unfortunate, but there you go. Oh. I just want to find. Oh, you know what it is? My head feels like it's just full of soap at the moment. It's not a cold or anything. It's just absolutely packed. Horrible. Right, foliage. Here we are. This is the stuff. So we've got these clovers, flowers, grasses, including static patches, dry grass. Okay, well, we can do this. Just flop it here. Put this grass in as well. And I definitely love clovers. I'm always in the mood for clovers. So, okay, now I'm going to activate everything that's active. Just click there, and oh, look at that. That's beautiful. That's much better. I like that. Okay, now I need to work on the, what do you call it? Placement of these. So, I don't want them everywhere, but I do want them in a lot of places. But I've got to be careful. I don't want them like sitting on the edges there where they're not supposed to grow and stuff. Also, I can use these as a good way of keeping interest in places. You know? So let's have a look. So here, here, here. Okay, let's have a look. Lovely. See, it makes the rock look so much prettier with these. You notice that I can also kind of boost the flowers we've got here. The whole idea is just to make this look more. You wouldn't think so from the way I've been talking about it, but it is a way of making it seem more welcoming. Because, to be honest, you know, the lighthouse is supposed to be an appealing place. It's supposed to look nice. You know, the player's supposed to. It's a character in the game. The player's supposed to kind of love the lighthouse to a degree, and its rock and its environments. Yes, there will be parts of it that kind of are horror and are scary. That's the point. But when it comes down to it, the lighthouse should still be the lighthouse. Okay, I'm going to have those under the water. And I'm not clicking and dragging on my foliage. What I'm doing is I'm just placing my foliage carefully on the moss where I think the grass might have gathered, just to. There we go. Okay, if I apply it everywhere, the problem I'm going to have is that basically it's going to cover everything and it's going to look a bit mad, and we don't want that. So it's going to drag our, we call it our FPS right down. If you wonder why I go by the way, it's because like my brain isn't used to thinking about things and doing things simultaneously. It's a problem, you know. It means although I can't multitask, though, you know, it's not surprising. It's a flat there. Anyway, I'm just looking for places where there's not enough niceness and just slamming some flowers there like that. Okay, and they all fit in with the ones that we've already got, so that's important. You don't need to put them everywhere, just where the player might see them. Especially here, look, there's nice bits here. Now there was a bridge up there time ago in an earlier version of the game, and of course that's gone now, so it doesn't mean that we can't keep things in. If you've ever been to Disneyland, which I haven't, but I know a lot about it because it's that case, they tend to repurpose a lot of their older stuff and leave it as like things for people to find. And I like that idea. There's no point to put stuff out. It helps you build up a history. I'm not so sure about that. I'll come back and fix that soon. Can't really get many flowers in here because it's very steep. I have to do that. Definitely that. Lovely. I do like that. Nice looking bit of flower on this. Yeah, and what I'm doing is I'm just down all the edges, put the flowers on here. These are the parts that obviously don't get procedurally driven flowers off the landscape because these are meshes. Good thing is obviously it's adding a lot more kind of character to this. Okay, so again over here, I can see these are just single click to go along. Now we can see down here, okay, this is obviously where the thing used to be. It's not there anymore. That's okay. Piece of foliage. Again, be careful when you place your foliage. Don't place too much. If you're just clicking and like dragging it out, it's not too much. I'll keep my brush fairly small. Just Unreal Engine do the complicated stuff. It used to be in the past that I would have used a placement script to do this. And I do love my placement tools, of which this is one. But this really does take a lot of the hard work out. You can see it does a lovely job. Careful of any stones that you don't want things on that. See. Now remember, you may get slight screen share and a little bit of lag, especially if you're using the foliage. Can turn it off and on in your project, which might be a good idea, especially at night when you don't need to see it. Because your player probably won't see these. Again, I'm going to go back to my staircase. Just keep these in as I come across them. Okay, so just add some brightness to it. You know, even if they are these, I'll just look at that one twice. Final flowers. Because when you first welcome to the rock, Malin says to you, she's a welcome to you, because she is. You know, that's the whole point of this. You're being made to feel welcome here. You're working to look after what's happening here. So the lighthouse is very much a warm and welcoming place. You know, you've got your dinner coming. You know, get some rest and then take on your jobs. And the whole point is that, you know, it's supposed to feel nice. It's supposed to feel a pleasant experience for you. Certainly at first. I mean, how you go on from there is entirely up to you. But I've said this before, you know, the game is really what you make of it. You've got to find what you want to be doing. Yeah. Love to get these kind of different mossy bits here. On the cliff edge. There we go. It used to be that the entire thing was kind of made with these, and I got rid of a lot of them, these procedurals, because you know it does use a lot of processing power. So being able to paint the procedurals on instead, you know, Epic really has done us a solid for us level designers, because something so simple as flowers, in this case, is really bringing out just how pretty this can be. Okay, look, love it, really do. Very much a fanboy of Unreal Engine. And just on the edge. It won't have many, that's a good thing. I mean, you can see over here we've got like 3,000 instances or something like that of all these flowers. And sure, I might cull some of them eventually, I'm not sure, but I can do that in that panel over there. So that's not really an issue. Okay, that works out nicely. Now I'm going to go down here. If I look at the village doesn't need any, okay, because the village is completely surrounded by this normal landscape. And if I go over here to the mine working, so let me check for wants to talk to me at one beats Chris. So if I go over here to the mine working, to take number 2, Now this is leading foliage, so just cluster it in like that. And meet this rock. We'll put a little bit on the top here as well. There. Okay, you can see the fall off down here. I mean, I know we don't have the ocean sim running this far, which is why we're not getting the underwater effects, but now over here, I think what I'm going to have to do, what I'm definitely going to do, is clean out this bit of mine here. And I'll do that probably in the next iteration. So, turns to this. Lovely. And we can do some flowers here, just on the edges. A few loose ones. I might have to adjust that landscape because we've got a bar there. Bar. Get waves. Waves aren't really very helpful there. Here is the outside of our old temple. Actually, no, I haven't tried landscape with landmass, but I can't believe that it's. I can't believe what you're saying. I'll have a look at that. Actually, I've never tried it. The problem is that, like, I think the thing is that there's so many bloody tools in Unreal Engine, like literally so many tools in it that it's like when 3D Studio Max basically used to get new tools and plugins. Everyone's like, yeah, this is amazing, this is amazing. Christ, we're going to be able to do whatever we want. And the problem is that some of the tools are literally crap all over the other tools. And I think one of the problems they've got with UE4 is that it's such a very broad kind of platform, mixed in with the fact that it's the testers tend to be very technical, you know. Whereas they're not doing things like, oh, I'm going to move from talking, let's see how that works out. And so, because of this, it tends to be that they don't come across things that are going to fuck up their game. It's a shame because obviously it takes time and they fix it down the line. But landmass, so I'm not going to try and edit this landscape with landmass right now. I will have a look. Landmass. Landmass, there we are. You see what I mean? There's stuff in like Unreal Engine that I've never even bloody seen. Wow, not ones for describing their stuff, are they? Oh, I see. It's basically World Creator built into Unreal Engine, isn't it? Yeah, that's what it is. I love the fact that to find out the documents where I'm going to get a bloody CloudFront. Which is funny, I always get confused with CloudFront because it sounds like that website for fascist Stormfront. I always get a bit confused. Here we go. I really like the concept of the landmass plugin. It's very useful, but plugin. Yeah, let's have a look at this guy's YouTube video. I've got the audio turned off, don't worry. Oh, they're using raw files. You see, that would have been useful to me like a while back when I first started doing this. Although I think, like you say, the crashes on it would driven me flipping insane. Yeah, that's right. I remember my friend Wayne uses this quite a lot. He says it's really, really good. Like I say, the problem I had was basically I was building this island and I was trying to build it around the shape of St Kilda. I mean, if I zoom back, I'll just turn off this paint tool for a moment. If I zoom back and up, while the sea does its thing. I mean, this is basically the shape of St Kilda. more or less. I mean, I've taken some liberties with it. But up here you've got kind of the beaches coming over here, and then you've got like the cliffs and stuff. Now I did consider using, I think I was going to use, oh god, what's it called again? World Machine. But originally I kind of bought in from Terrain Party, which is here. I pulled in Terrain Party, and I got the real world height maps for the area I wanted to use and set that up as a terrain, which was kind of okay, but it was really primitive. Because I mean, this is useful, but it's only kind of a starting block. And then from that, I started putting meshes around it. I used a lot of Quixel cliffs, but I changed the textures on them to use like procedural moss and stuff like that, because it was a much slower, but at the same time, it wasn't going to kill my system, you know, which I felt was kind of the important bit. I mean, there's been a lot of parts in this where things have literally broken, but it's kind of getting there. I mean, the main problem I've got at the minute is that, you know, fog tearing. Thank you. It's I'm really pleased with that sky, actually. It's came out really, really nicely. It took a little bit of editing, but it's just the way it goes. And let me see. I'm just going to stick on some fog. I mean, I like having a fairly intensive fog like this. But the problem is, as you see, like if I look up to where the sun is, I get this tearing. Now, I need to check this out in my actual game client and see if it's going to do that. Because if it does, then that is worse than useless to me. But this is all down to fog and occlusion. So, I'll turn this down a bit. For a second. Yeah, so basically, because there's obviously some God rays going on behind various things, it's tearing every time for the sun, which is a bit of a pisser. Yeah, it'll be that. It'll be basically because it's doing that. I'll turn it off again. Try that now, and you should see that it's cleaner. It's basically the fog. My computer was having to do a lot of processing and was very unhappy about it. Okay, so I've got this bit working the way I want it to. I've got that bit working the way I want it to. I've got the foliage back, which is what I needed. I'm going to save this. And let's see. Let me know if the stream picks up a bit for you. It would have been a bit chunky. I'm sorry about that. So, how you doing, Bart? I actually know a Bart up in this area called Bartholomew Black. It's an excellent man. There's Count Clothes. He does, yeah, that's right. He does comparing for events and things like that. Nice chap. I haven't seen him in a few years, but nice chap. There we go. I love that. The stream is saggy. Saggy's a great word. If you're not looking at minds, but I'm a little wary of doing it at the moment because I know what I'm like. I get caught up and fixated on things that I really should be fixating on. I go into here. Chaos inside here. It really is. I love it. I love this chaos. Okay. So if that's there, not really be any way to do this, unfortunately, which is a shame. Well, there is, but it would probably, for what is essential, this would be like an Easter egg that only I enjoy, to do ridiculous amounts of work. Yeah, mine can stay the way mine is. Where's your template? Okay, that should do it. Right, so that's the bit of editing for this bit. Oh, I'm feeling the call of coffee. It's like the call of Cthulhu with more deliciousness. So you have the birds are looking as well. I haven't got any sound effects on over here, but that's okay. Right, if you thought that was laggy, this is going to get a little bit laggier. So I do apologise if you're still watching. It'll load up Oculus, because it always bloody loads Oculus. Told you. Right. So there goes my birds. That's the deer. Reduce the amount of birds actually. Reduce the wander distance to half. And reduce the number of them definitely down to that 500. No, I stream from the United Kingdom. I'm in the northeast of England. Although Greenland is bloody beautiful. Hilariously, Greenland being covered in ice and Iceland being covered in greenery. Ah, that's better. Go over here. Here have been basically programmed to avoid the shit out of me. If I look down here, they should be running away as soon as they sense me. There's one. What they tend to do is they tend to hide behind the houses. You can see one just over there in the middle, and he'll stay there until he thinks I'm gone. There's a little bit more refining needs to be done on the animations, but this is very much a work in progress. Meanwhile, the seabirds should be doing their thing. If I had the sound on, they'd be making like, Australia. What is it again? The national anthem of Australia. I remember it. Australia, Australia, Australia. We love you. Amen. See, I know the national anthem there. Australia, land of fucking enormous spiders and giant lobsters. Cheers, buddy. Appreciate you saying that. I wanted the sky to have as much character as the island. I really did, and I'm really pleased with kind of how it's came across. I've used a skylight on it as well, just to kind of bring that as much from the sky as I can. The sun's moving, so it'll slowly go down over that horizon up there. I'm a little bit Donald Duck down here, really, because I don't have a torch. So in game, I can't walk up there. But you'll see it gets dark over here soon. We go over here. I've got like 6 or 5 enormous tutorials that I keep meaning to get ready for release. I just can't be asked. I used to release tutorials all the damn time as well, but not anymore because most people aren't that interested in learning, they're just interested in watching, which is cool. There, look, you can see the shadows coming in. I love it when it does that. If I had the torch with me, you see, you'd be obviously seeing the... Yeah, there it goes. I mean, obviously I've got like nights sped up a little bit, But what I like is if you keep watching the sky, it'll turn to night, and then you'll start getting oh, what are they called? Not coronas. The northern lights. That's it. The northern lights start to appear. It'll take a few though, and we're going to be in shadow for a bit. Look, the deer's coming down. Have a drink. Look, I haven't disturbed them. If I hadn't disturbed them, you'd see them drinking from that pond. Now, as for why we're not getting so much, what's it called, so much lighting from the skylight, it's because deliberately I've got that set fairly low, so you can see things without the torch, but not many things. Point being that, you know, I like the idea that there's all these silhouettes. If you watch the clouds, it gets good and dark. Up there's the observatory, which is starting to look okay. When it gets to a certain time, the birds will turn off. I haven't got that switch in yet, but that's definitely going to happen. Because obviously the sort of, it's called a Boyd, which is hilarious because obviously it's like sounds like bird. But what they are is they're a Boyd system, which is programmed to flock and avoid. It's like a particle system, but it's based on a mathematical thing from some time ago. And I found some code for it, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to use that. Because I did it with particles at first, and I really wasn't happy with it. I mean, if you look, these guys separate off into their own groups, they circle around, and they'll do it over the sea as well. I'll have about 3 of these groups. So when you're in the boat, you know, you'll have crowds of them coming for you. And oh, sun's gone down. Oh, it's dark now. Probably birds. Their material's not right. There you go. You can probably see in the sky now. The northern lights start to come up, which isn't very helpful really, because without the torch, you ain't going anywhere at all. Pretty though. And again, it's all part of the whole point of making this island like a, what do you call it, a complete area. Now, I don't know if I left a torch down here or not. Let's have a look. I might have done. No, I didn't. That's a shame. When you've got the torch, you can explore in there, because I haven't locked the door yet. Which leads to some secret bits. And of course, as it's you, connects into this, which is the chapel. Also connects into the library. Wow, dark in there, isn't it? You can do some more lighting. Cheers, buddy. Appreciate it. So which bit of God's own country are you from in Australia? That's what I like, being able to actually model inside of Unreal Engine. I could do those as well. Really need to look at the lightnings. The thing is, the camels aren't going to stay on if there's no cover in there. Ah, Perth, which is of course named after Scottish Perth. Very nice. One of the biggest cities, I believe. I'm very up on Australian history, but I know a bit of it. You know that it was obviously, you know, something our country did was send its prisoners off to God's own country to tell them sun, beautiful food. I'm sure how that went. But that's fine. Then I need to save this as template. Oh shit, no, I haven't finished. I didn't do the bloody lighthouse. Jesus. That's the problem. I've been putting off finishing this bit for a while, and so it's just not done. Maddening. Maddening. I need to get some pictures on the rooms. Right. Load up my 3D Studio Max application, I think, where things suddenly grind to a halt real slowly. Oh, do you want to see something cool? Not many people have seen this, so I think you'll like it. I don't know if you're interested in artificial intelligence or not. But let's see. Where's that from? Here we are. No, actually. I meant to, but just the way it went. I probably should have done, really, especially for the moss, such as life. Yeah, I needed some paintings on the walls, right? So, programmed an AI to do the painting for me, because I'm not very good at painting. Because I wanted some really disturbing looking weird art. And the AI did not disappoint. That is flipping awesome. I love these. They're all 1024, I think, as well, which helps. Yeah, 1024 by 1024, which is, needless to say, perfect. Okay, so what I need to do here is I'm going to make a frame. Don't know if you're much of a using 3ds Max kind of person. So go over here and 10.24 by 10.24 by 1. Okay. Now, we're dealing with 1930, and in 1930, they didn't just use bare canvases they got from like a cheap art store, unfortunately. They used like picture frames. So, compared to it, poly. Now, I'd already designed a picture frame, but I don't think it's going to do the trick because I've got all these nice ones here now. Go away, fly. No one likes you. So, I'm going to make a very, very simple picture frame that I can recolor if necessary. And there we go. Change this to 1. Shoot here. And get a height button 2. I'm very much into experimental stuff. I like to model in 3D, but then I like to kind of look at what I've done, and I'm very into the ergonomics of it. If you're not sure what I mean by that, it's like personal preference. It's like making it look good within its environment and definitely fit for purpose. Okay. I'm going to loop this. I really love tinkering in 3D, and I'm very happy that they have tools now in Unreal Engine that mean that people are going to be able to be package agnostic when it comes to 3D. Right, there you go. You see how we've got this much more plain kind of frame going on here. In Max, that's a good question. How do other people set up their textual density? I just do it, to be quite honest. I do everything by eye. I'm like really, really, really old-fashioned. I know that sounds absolutely insane, like to do things by eye. But because I've been doing this for so goddamn long, maybe it's because I'm colorblind, so I'm not focused on the color as much. I literally work out all the decks. I literally work out everything by eye and go from there. It's probably not the best plan in the entire world. In fact, it isn't the best plan in the entire world, to be quite honest. However, my view has always been, and to be honest, this is the right way to do things, is that it's correct if the client says it's correct. Now, in my case, the client's going to be people who are playing a video game, and for me, I'm very, very, very caught up in the idea that they should enjoy what they're seeing, and they can get in close to it to a certain degree, certainly, but without breaking their illusion and without breaking my computer, because this isn't the most powerful computer in the world. I'm only using a 1060, 3 gigabyte 1060, you know. I had another graphics card, but it kind of caught fire and couldn't, unfortunately. Right, so this is my frame. So how long have you been using 3ds Max for? Good. Now, I'm just interested in having a coloured frame, which is going to make things a lot easier for me. A lot easier. Because I'm literally just going to be using the edge on this. So, I'm going to unwrap this in the most disgusting way possible. I mean, back when I first started using 3ds Max 20 odd years ago, being able to do this would have been like unthinkable. So I love it. Open UV editor. I mean, I'm able to like map and put textures onto like my 10 billion polygon robots. So. 5 years, cool, man. What do you enjoy modelling? You an organic, or you hard surface, or do you do a little bit of both? I'm kind of just experimenting at the moment to make some null ones. I'm going to see how it comes out. I've got a feeling it's going to be fine for what I need, which is good. Okay. I told you it was going to be appalling. Didn't. So I'm pleased about that. Right. Now I'm going to move my pivot point there. Environment artist. Damn good. Don't go wrong being environment artist. The only problem with environment artist is when you start, you're going to make a lot of boxes. I don't know why, but it's always like, they always want crates, they always want, well, it's a funny thing actually, you know. I'm like, in what I'm building, I'm like, I need more crates. You think to yourself, like, you think you have enough props and you just really, really don't. It's amazing. Yeah, environment artists, like, fantastic thing to be doing. It's great. I mean, I know a lot of people love the idea of being character artists, and that's cool as well. But for me, it's always been a case of I love 3D because you can build the world around you. Yeah, I will do. I will do. In fact, throw a link up in the chat for me so I can have a look at it. I'd love to have a look. If I get around to like putting CG pirates back online, I can do like a little walk around. Right. So I have my model, my highly technical model that I'm very proud of, obviously. I need a colour map. So let's go into materials, and one's going to be white. And one is not going to be white. Okay, so that one goes the black and white picture frame. Now I'm going to get myself a lighting. I need a standard sky light. I'm going to select this and press O like that. Now for my output, I need a diffuse map, and my diffuse map is going to be bigger than that. So 1024 by 1024, no target map slot. Use existing channel rather than automatic unwrap and render. It will say that I don't have it assigned to a target. I do not care. Yeah, I'll do that. That'd be fun. I haven't done something like that in forever. I used to do them all the time as well. It's just a case of, like, you know, trying not to, you know, rip people apart when you're doing it and stuff. Let's have a look. Bok. Oh, it's a great name. Oh, there we go. Little wee peakage. Oh, shit, son. Man after my own heart. That's beauty. I like the dirt detail you've got going up on the tracks there. You've got the edges worn. Did you do that as procedural, or was that unwrapped? I like the chipping on it as well. Got a little bit of black on the cannons coming off. That's nice. The little view hole window here. It looks like it's got a little sheet of perspex pinned over it. It's one of the few minor crits, I'd say, here. Also with the mud. It looks nice, just a teeny bit thicker, but that's just personal preference. You can set up a particle system as well as spraying mud out the back, which is always good fun. Love what you've done with the cables, beautifully tied. Yeah, I like that. That's nice at the top there. That. Can't for the life of me place what this thing is. Just in the middle there. Bloody good though. But this piece here, it's not a gun, is it? It's not a bolter. I can't remember how it is. Bloody nice though. The thing I've always liked about these kind of tanks is if you look at things like, you know, old British tanks in World War II, which is what a lot of this is kind of based over, you'll see that, especially in the heavily used tanks, which is what this is, it's obviously not gone back to maintenance for a while, otherwise they'd have repainted it and all that kind of thing. Because they always like doing that. It's kind of keep busy work they can make you do in the garrisons. It might have additional stuff for its support and troops on it. I mean, I'm not saying do this, but if you get the time, like, consider looking at World War II through to, like, maybe even 1950s tank actions, and you'll see that they have, like, netting hanging off the tank that has additional stuff in, and they have, like, tools, like, strapped to the side of the tank for, like, digging the tank out and stuff like that, which seems bizarre, but tanks like this are still going to get dug in. I mean, if you look at Death Corps Krieg, for example, the shovel soldiers, you know, for digging their trenches. Think of all the crap that you're going to have to bring with you, because they can't fit a lot of crap inside their tank, and these things are built to roam. I've always said this myriad times, like if you look at the old Harley Davidsons, look at examples, 1950s, 1960s Harleys, when they're dirty like this, because they're like for cruising along long periods, they've got like their panniers on the back, and they've got stuff strapped to the side, and it doesn't detract from the shape, it just makes them look more fucking awesome, quite frankly. It really does. It makes them look absolutely tits. But yeah, that is really nice, Bart. You know, you've done a cracking job. Like I say, I mean, look at these areas here though where it's clean, and I would definitely consider, you know, I'm not saying, you know, scrap it or anything like that, but if you do it again, give some thought to putting some things in there. And I mean, I would look at this little thing here. The thing is, like, when you use Warhams as references, the little parts like that, they don't really go big on the details, so you never know what's in there. So it doesn't hurt to take a piece of paper and a pencil and sketch how you imagine the inside to the outside is going to look, and then you can kind of come up with a plan for that. I mean, like I say, again, it's a case of you're thinking, especially when you're working for yourself, what an imagination client wants. You're the client for yourself. And so a lot of the time you're going to be biased one way or the other. If you're sick to death of the model, you're more likely to sign it off. If you're less sick of the model, you'll be like, yeah, maybe we could do this, maybe we could do this, you know? I mean, it's what you're comfortable with, but a lot of people do tanks, is what I'm going to say. Not want to sound mean. A lot of people do tanks. Not a lot of people do them great. So I think you're well on the way. I don't know if you've got a picture at the back of this little beauty or not. No, we're going over to it. I'll just come back with that in a sec then. But I don't know if you've got barrels on the back of this fella, but barrels are always strapped at the back of these for some obscure reason. As if strapping big tanks of Promethium at the back of the tank seems like a good idea. It isn't a good idea, but it looks good. Again, like what I'm saying here is, though, you've got some beautiful straight edges there. Some of the things they would have on the side of a tank, like they used to have on the sides of British tanks and Russian tanks, not so much German tanks. Germans tend to be a lot cleaner. Well, not German, Russian thing, is some spare treads. Maybe have a spare set of treads hanging down one side. Just a couple of them, but these treads will go. A toolbox to be kept on the inside, but some shovels, maybe a couple of jimmy bars, just anything really that could be classed as a spare on the side. Plus, you know, don't forget the joy of patching. Maybe there's been a big fucking hole blown in the side of it, and you patch that hole up. All that means is you don't have to have a metal plate over it with bolts. You could have literally filled it, but it would be slightly inset, you know? Because I know they use ceramide, which is technically a liquid metal. See that? You've got to know your Warhammer 40k shit. Okay, let's zoom on back to, again, I'm not going to bother reviewing the gun. The gun's great, and they're very much built from a certain plan. There you go, you see? You're prepping for life as an environment artist. You've got your boxes there. Very nicely done as well. There's not a lot I can say about, not a lot I can say really about the boxes and the barrels, because they're doing what they said. Wouldn't hurt maybe to have a few variations. Don't forget as well the power of labels and stickers. This comes back to me talking about, oh, what the fuck was it again? Yeah, built for purpose. I always go on about built for purpose and shit. In built for purpose, everything looks like it's got a use and everything looks like it's being used. Now, you have got these radiation symbols on the side here, which is great, and these numbers and these stickers and things. You know what bureaucracy is like, mate. You've been to the post office, you've posted your parcel out. The military loves bureaucracy, okay? And these look military, even space military. And you know as well as I do, there's no such thing as a paperless office. You can have torn bits of paper stuck to those with dispatch notes. You can have barcodes faded stuck to them. You can have a written type sheet stuck on the side of it that's worn away. All that shit just adds history and character to a model. So the thing is, people are going to look at this. Okay, this is how long the average person looks at something in your level. Okay, and they're gone. But if you're looking at the model and it's repeating and repeating and repeating, you stop and you go, oh, I've seen that before. And then you move on. You know, so having a little library of shit you can stick over things means that you're able to take a model that you could perhaps get away with using 5 times, and now you can use it 50 times because you've got variations on it. And people look at it and go, oh, wait. And of course, don't forget, obviously, in Unreal Engine, you can change the color code. You can change your colors for your materials. So your base material down here, you can have the material instance so that maybe certain places that they're dropped off, this is the red loading area. So now you've got a red box in the red loading area and shit like that. So you've just got to think bureaucracy, which is the most boring way to think about anything, but it works. Right, let's get on to the next one. Fucking love the crenellations around the top. Sorry, I do swear. Okay, Sci-Fi Corridor. Hello, Sci-Fi Corridor. Right, well, the Sci-Fi Corridor is the staple of everything that is, you know, sci-fi shooter and stuff. Right, so you've got your access denied sign, you've got your cables running along the top, you've got some steam, you've got a light hanging down. Looks like, is that an intersection there? I don't know if it is or not, but it's quite close. Cables running along the floor with this little junction box. Yeah, all is cool, mate. I like that. The thing about this is there's not a lot I can really say about a corridor because it's basically doing what it's supposed to as a corridor. guessing. I can see that that's a repeat of this and that, so these are obviously the same piece. Again, it's all about telling a story. You've got to think to yourself, you know, what is the story to take? You say on the side you're inspired by Doom and Alien, which is cool. Doom and Alien are great things to be inspired by. They're two completely different kind of sci-fi horror genres in that respect, though, because Doom's very much like rah, whereas Alien's like creeping out the fucking ceiling. If you want to go more Alien, I would cut it in half. To be honest, like slice it down the middle here, move this wall straight across to there, and just have one door. You know, the more claustrophobic, the better when you're talking about Alien stuff. Also, if you wanted to look more claustrophobic, drop your camera down a little bit, because it always looks more claustrophobic when you're looking for a lower perspective, because you become more prey-like in the way you're looking at things. But that's just obviously the way I look at things. As I say, you've got your barrels here. Have a think to yourself, why are the barrels there? Now, there's two reasons why barrels and boxes are there, okay? And you've got to watch out for this, because people have got it now in their minds as well. Is that when you see a stack of boxes at chest height, you think to yourself, oh, I'm going to have to shoot something. When you see barrels in a cluster, you think, oh, I'm going to have to shoot them and something's going to explode. But if you have an orderly stack of boxes against the wall that doesn't seem to do much, you suddenly have a point of interest. I mean, two, not so much. What I'd do, it's a tricky one. You've got to think to yourself, what constitutes a point of interest compared to a sprue of boxes going across the middle of the floor. But when I'm doing this, normally I'll have like a big pile here, because it's obvious they've left barrels and shit for like some sort of loader that's behind the door that can pick up. What do these barrels do? They don't seem to do anything here unless you take some of these cables, and I know these are kind of hard cables, these are already modelled, but take a cable or, you know, use a spline and have a cable go into the drum, and suddenly they're doing something. Have a box that's open and have a few parts left in the box, and maybe it's being used to fix something on the wall. Use a tool set under here, and suddenly you've got a story, have some sparks coming out of it. Again, not everything has to tell a story. I mean, I did a tutorial on this. I'll send you the links, actually. I've still got it somewhere. It's like UDK. That's how fucking old it is. But it was basically, you know, an explainer that when they come to a corridor, people are going to go through your corridor, and it's going to take them, what, 10 seconds. Unless it's filled with monsters, in which case it'll take them slightly longer. And in that time they're going through the corridor, your job really is to kind of slow them down a bit, so they can go, oh, there's a story going on here. And the reason you're slowing them down is because the slower they're going through your game, admiring what's going on and looking at stuff, the longer your game's lasting and the better it is to them. If they're seeing something and go, oh, I wonder what that is, I wonder why that's there. Is there something that connects to that? Is there a hidden thing? And so everything starts to have a story. You know, it doesn't have to have a complicated story, but having a few sparks, an open box, a couple of barrels with a pipe going in a toolbox is suddenly saying, oh, something's broken here. And the good thing is that, you know, that leads on, because in the next corridor, you might come across the door not working. You know, the door might not open because you don't have a piece of level on the other side of it. But now, you know, at least the player goes, oh, well, that bears relation to the fact that someone's been fixing something. So it gives you a lot more leeway and a lot more room to do shit, if you get what I mean. Anyway, I hope that's been a bit of a help, matey. I am going to nip back into my 3D application. Sorry about that. Like I said, I'm not trying to tear anything apart or make you feel bummed out, but I think, go away, fly. Gotta hate it. But paintings and photos. So I'm going to here, and I need a new folder called Painting Models. Then I'm going to save this colour map. I don't know if you use a U in Australia for colour, but we do. Colour map. Frame. One JPEG. Yeah, that's the only texture I need for this. Okay, now I'm going to get rid of that because it will mightily mess up the work I'm doing. And I'm going to go File, Export. I do hope Epic's not watching my sweary tutorial in it. Export selected. Some, which means it's probably out of fags. So, right, go to my folder for paintings and photos, paintings, models, square frame, basic. Okay. Well, let's see if I got that right. So I'm back here. Content. And I want to go to Lighthouse. And I swear far too much. Don't rework it, okay? Leave that as version 1. Always keep your original versions, and then go and do version 2. Don't rework shit on my behalf, though, you know. In my opinion, I mean, I'm hardly sitting here in, like, the head office of Epic Games. I know I've been doing this for a long time, but not all old people are people you should look for advice from. Some of us are just junk with no teeth, you know. But if you think it's going to help your art, by all means, give it a go. That's the whole point. And I'm always happy to do feedback. I just worry that I'm looking at people, oh, will you fuck off? I'm gonna fire. I get phone calls on my computer. Hey, no problem, man. What I suggest you do is, if you want, you know, go away, take your time, rework it, bring it back. I'll have another look at it. I don't mind. If you can't find me on here, you can certainly find me on Facebook or Discord or any of the other places I hang out. So don't worry, I will be there. Right, lighting. The thing is, a lot of people are very, very polite and they're going to look at your work and go, oh, that's amazing, you know, which is great. It's good getting people to go, oh, I like that. But at the same time, you also want people to say what they think you can improve on. Yeah, absolutely, man. Right then. So what I was doing, I'm trying to find my paintings. Put them somewhere. Yeah, I should be easy enough to find. I've been on the internet for 15 years, 20 years for Christ's sake. No, fucking hell. First time I was on the internet was in 93. Jesus. Or was it 92? Long time ago. Where the hell did I put my paintings on this? Then I've got it under something stupid like decor. Yeah, here we go. Decor. Christ, what a prissy. That's what you call a prissy pom, mate. Fucking decor. Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, well, I stopped doing the 3D Palace thing a while back because people had stopped being interested in learning and stuff. I didn't see the point. I mean, the last tutorial I spent 9 months making, and I didn't even bother putting up for sale. I just didn't see the point. And so doing live streaming, I enjoy it. I occasionally get to chat with people rather than just like rambling on my own, making my beard get bigger. Oh, sweet. It's bizarre. Check my transactions. Alright. Okay. Sorry, I'm just going to quickly do some banking. Children. Okay, and go. Right. Now, hopefully, it was someone piss off and go and do whatever it is he's doing, which I suspect involves beer and fags. Hey, no worries. That's what I'm here for. Us old artists, you know, we've got to Find something to do. Otherwise we just fade away like Tinkerbell. Let's see, you, and I'm going to get paintings. Where the hell did I put my paintings? Jesus. I put them somewhere stupid, haven't I? Assets, paintings, and photos. Okay. Explained. I put this by name. I find it. Painting models. I'm going to import both of these. Yeah, everything's fine. I don't need any normal maps or any of that guff. Because what I really liked about Alien Isolation, the video game, is a lot of the time they didn't bother with normal maps, they just made it high polygon. Wait. Square frame basic, let's load that fella up. And I'm going to make a material. Oh, absolutely shattered. So, painting, execute, match. So I know what it is. Okay, painting square match. I'm going to pull in my painting. There we go. Oh, nice. It'll be dark. Thanks. Yeah, of course I will. That's not a problem. I was planning on doing that anyway. I'll export it to my YouTube channel once I've finished recording. I've been trying to remember to do that anyway. If I forget for whatever reason, senility or whatever, just give me a shout. Okay, so I need a lerp for linear interpretation. I'm going to use my colour map. And that is going to go here. And then here, I'm going to preview my node. Error. Of course there's an error. I don't have anything going into A or B. Right, so, oh shit, I don't know. 3. 1 should be white. 1 should be black. Okay, I can't help but notice. Oh, there you go. You weren't white from there. Right, so as you can see, that has now worked. We have the black going in and the white, so that's great. Let's stick those in the base color and stop preview. Next. So this one, I now need to turn this to white. Joy of being a colourblind artist, unfortunately. Sometimes things get a wee bit complicated. Okay, now I need to. No, I don't want to that set. I'm going to use a blend, I think. So a nice blend screen. I'm going to feed it into A. Feed my base into there. I'm just going to duplicate this. What I'm up to at the moment is I am building a material for my paintings. And the reason I'm doing that is because I have a lot of paintings And if I was to assign textures for each and every bloody one of them, I would be here literally until the cows come home. So what I'm doing instead is I'm building a customizable texture that I can use that will allow me to basically change the colour of the frame when I need to, and will also allow me to customize the painting that's going into it. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to use a blend screen or not, but never mind. It's left at the moment. Now, I'm going to convert this to a parameter. My parameter is going to be frame color. Pick up the word parameter. There we go. At the minute, I can see that's probably not the best option. I could have used. Good God. What else can I use for this? Are you doing an ER? I have no idea. What's an ER, lady? I'm making a. I'm going to be making a material instance. Oh no, not vert painting. Vert painting would be still long and laborious for these. No, I'm using material instances. Right, so I want to. Do stuff. Oh yeah. Use a multiply actually instead of a blend. Now what I'll do is I'll multiply first by the second to give our frame colour. Like that. We should darken it. There we go. Okay, so at the minute the frame's grey. Right, now I want to get all these things together, otherwise they're going to be messy. So there's on the left. Lower pack. Okay, that's our base material. Blah de blah de blah de blah de blah de blah de blah. That's our texture sample here. Okay. Keep that. Duplicate of it. This down here will become texture object. Convert to parameter. There you go. And painting itself. So and I might mess with the UVs a little bit as well. So let's have a look. Texture coordinate. See that texture coordinate? Beautiful. That's what we're using. Going into UVs for this. And I'm just going to this. I think I need to change that actually. World position, view size. I'll just use the way it is. I can always use one minus if necessary. Okay, now I need to mix these together. Now this is our alert, and this is what was originally coming in, which is now being replaced by this. Don't worry, it will make sense soonish, kind of. Now I don't really need much of a shine on the frame, but I'll have a bit because it always comes in handy. So, God, my brain! I need a power set. Let's get these up here because these are diffused. I want to mix them up. Okay, and this will be diffuse texture. So painting itself. Right, now I want a little bit metallic to this, so I'm going to add a degree of metallicness and get that alert black, I think. So I can feed that in. This doesn't look right, that's just the painting, that's not the alert. Jesus. Is this the one? Should be. No, no, no. Got two parameters now. Didn't they? Doing that. That's this one. It's all here. Rains, foliage. Now, in Australia, it's not particularly warm. Yeah, absolutely. If you don't mind me, it'll have to be a day because I'm absolutely packered at the minute. Plus, I suspect for you, it's like 4 o'clock in the bloody morning, which is obviously prime time to be an artist. But I think we're both going to be a bit knackered, to be honest. What's the error you've got here? Coercion failed. Oh no. The coercion. Well, let's see if we can fix this. I don't really want to use an image for this bit because there's no point. Actually, no, I'll solid walls get this bit all together and still use one of them. And it's going to let me use an alert tool. Fingers crossed. I think it's because I was using the noise material and it doesn't like that sometimes. But frame shininess, that's what this one will be. So convert to parameter. God, I can't spell now. Frame shininess. And this one will be painting shininess. Painting shininess. There we go. I prefer to work with colours, to be honest. Pardon me, bloody hell. This will be flame shines, hopefully. And then underneath that, no, not with the eyes. Get on my head. Oh shit, is there a logo on there? What is it? Oh yeah, they don't let you take that shit on it, unfortunately. It's not big, that. No, they don't. Yeah, you've got to pay money to get rid of that logo, apparently. So thanks for your stream. I'm not going to be using this next time. I was just messing around with it, really. Let's see if I enjoyed it or not. The answer is it's okay. I'm a big fan. Okay. Just a little bit of noise on that. Let's see how that looks in the old shininess. Ooh, nice with the paint underneath it. That's probably going to look pretty good. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's go to our levels. Output min should be minus 0.2. Output maximum should be 0.2. So that looks, I love tinkering. Much better. Much better. Okay, click save. So you were asking me what I was using this frame for. I'll be able to show you in just a second. Right, so I've got my square frame basic, and one click create material instance. So this is my first material instance, and I'm going to basically apply my first instance to my painting. Now, if I open my material instance, you'll see I've got lots of options here now for changing the shininess of the frame color and the painting. And I'm going to import. And I think I'll import it into paintings just to save myself some severe issues. And here are my paintings created by the rather excellent artificial intelligence. And they're not too big either, which they help. So let's say this one, this terrible looking one. Right, so now all I have to do is enable this and drag. And I can change the frame color to a darker color or a light color. Put that there. Oops, shit, went the wrong way. Oh boy, I've got the bloody material there. Decor. Oh, here we are. It's just literally the decor. So you can see now that we have this kind of working. And if I grab square frame basic, put it on my wall, and increase the scale of it, that is the point. So these placeable paintings. There you go, beggars can't be choosers and all that. Turn the light back on. Nice. And that's a computer generated picture in a procedural frame. Now, the good thing is that, say I want another one next to it, okay, so what I do is make a copy of it, like that. Maybe here a little bit, and replace it. Okay, and now what I can do is make a copy of this material. And I've got my paintings, and I'm going to import, and I'm just going to import this landscape, which is again created by the computer. I think I'm probably going to move these both actually into my decor folder, because they shouldn't really be in that one. This is what annoys me. I have to do this. No. Content browser 2. Content. Lighthouse. Decor. Drag. Move here. Okay, fixed. Oh, will you bloody stop that? There we go. So now I've got my second material, which is this one. I mean, I can just drag this around, actually. I don't need to do it multiple times. Watch, let's do it this way. Okay. Maybe frame goes there. Load up my second one. Stick that in it. And then just drag it in there. And there you go. Now we've got another picture. It's portrait and correct. And these things really do make a house, especially an older house, because old houses always have shitloads of terrible artwork. There's loads of it. Remember, obviously, I can change the frame. So if I go in here and frame on this one, I want red and green mixed together makes brown, doesn't it? Sort of line us remember. So that colour there. And save. There you go. So now we've got two different colour frames. Bloody marvellous. Right, well, I'm going to go and get a coffee because I'm literally dying on my feet here. I need coffee. And you, young Bart, should probably go and consider getting yourself a little nap or something because all artists need a nap. If you're in Australia, I'm sure you've got some bloody good quality beer knocking around somewhere. I'm not talking about Foster's, I said beer. Oh, and I shall be streaming again tomorrow, so feel free to drop by. Hopefully not too late on, so probably about 1 PM my time. Until then, take it easy, buddy. And anyone else who's in the chat who wants to say hello next time, say hello. Bye-bye for now.